Hi guys, I hope you're well. My name's Thomas Blakemore and I'm a primary school teacher in Dubai. I've been teaching in Dubai for the last 4 years and this video is going to answer a range of different questions that I've received about teaching in Dubai. I have previously made similar videos to this, so feel free to check them out here. However, these are the questions that I've been most recently asked. As a result of a range of different queries and questions, I've been able to create this guide to support you with the process of getting a job teaching in Dubai. This guide has been created through years of collaboration, research, and my own experience and will help you with getting a job in Dubai. This one here is for if you already have a job teaching in Dubai and will help you with the process of moving to Dubai. So let's delve into the questions. Why did you decide to teach in Dubai? For me, it wasn't the case of not liking teaching in the UK. There were some previous things about teaching in the UK which I weren't keen on. Class sizes continuing to get bigger. I think some of the challenges around supporting SEND children because of funding issues. There were some other things with parents and the expectations that they might have and their attitudes towards teachers. Those are some trivial things. However, for me, it was more of a personal reasoning of wanting to seek some sort of independence. I was living at home for a while and I knew that by coming out here to teach, I would get some sort of accommodation allowance. So I'd be able to move out here, get my own place. And at the same time, for me, it would be a great opportunity for me to travel to lots of different places, which I've been able to do since I've lived here. I've traveled to, I've not counted them up, it must be close to 20 countries now since teaching here for the last 4 years and a bit. How did I find a teaching job in Dubai? There are lots of different ways that you can find a teaching job in Dubai, as discussed in this guide. However, TES is, to be honest, the most frequently used and most common way of finding a job teaching in Dubai or the UAE. There are lots of different jobs available on there. The key recruitment times typically are from around sort of end of October through to end of April. However, you do see a range of different jobs pop up outside of those months. The peak time, I would personally say, is kind of January, February, because that is when teachers start to hand in resignations and the bulk of jobs come up around then. However, don't be disheartened if you're after that, because you can still find jobs after that time too. Are schools in Dubai inclusive? KHDA, who are similar to Ofsted in the UK, the inspecting agency in Dubai, stipulate that schools must be inclusive and include a wide range of different needs. Therefore, you will find in schools there will be LSAs, that stands for Learning Support Assistants, LSTs, Learning Support Teachers, SENCOs. Yes, there are all sorts of different needs that are accommodated, and as a teacher, it is just as important to accommodate those needs in the classroom through different scaffolding practices and things that you would have learned through teacher training. How does sick pay work in Dubai? This is a great question. Different schools have different policies. Now, one of the big challenges is when you first come to teach in Dubai. When you're on probation, many schools in Dubai won't pay you if you have sick days. Therefore, they will take that out of your monthly salary. However, after that probation period, typically you have around 14 days of sick pay that you are entitled to. Different schools, again, will have different policies towards that. But yes, 14 days is what my school gives. So if I am sick, I will get 1 day of sick pay there too. So yes, schools do have sick pay. Are salaries the same across schools in Dubai? The answer to that is no. All schools have their own kind of pay system. Some schools will have a strong pay system. Typically those are your non-for-profit schools, meaning that the profit that they get from the school fees goes back into the school and therefore back into the staff. Typically the for-profit schools have less pay, however, it can vary completely. Generally, Taaleem, GEMS, the other school organisations too, they have a pretty across-the-board school pay system. However, school pay doesn't always go up as frequently as in the UK. Therefore, what can happen is that people who join a couple of years after you actually get more pay because you've been kind of set at a certain level. Pay is a really challenging one to talk about. I have made a completely different video about how much teachers in Dubai get paid. Feel free to go and click on that up there. It will answer that question of how much teachers get paid, along with the way that pay generally works in Dubai too. Do you have paid vacation teaching in Dubai? Yes, you do. It's very similar to teaching in the UK in the way that you will just get a monthly salary and that will carry on even throughout the holidays. Some schools will do it during the summer or Christmas months where they will actually pay you 2 months of salary just based on the way that their payroll works in the school. I've had it before where I get my summer pay 2 or 3 months at a time and I've just got to try and make that last throughout the Christmas or summer time. So yes, You do get a paid vacation. It's more of a kind of pro rata system, but you get that monthly salary. Is the workload in Dubai for teachers more than in the UK? This question is hard to answer. I haven't taught in the UK for 4 years now. However, having taught in the UK 4 years ago, I would say the level of workload that is required now in Dubai for many teachers, including myself in some ways, is very similar to what it was like when I taught back in the UK. It could be that I've adapted to that workload in Dubai now, and any additional workload is seen as more challenging, and I start comparing it. But one thing teachers who have only just moved out here for the first year have said, especially during inspection time, is that the workload in the UK versus Dubai is actually quite similar. And for some people, they might find that the workload in Dubai is more. However, I'm sure that when I move back to the UK, especially with having larger class sizes back in the UK compared to what I have now, I will find that a huge adjustment, and I will be able to answer that question differently. So it completely depends on what you come from and what you move to, because different schools can be massively different. How long does it take to hear back from an application? Generally, I would say it takes about a month. Many people will find that the process of hearing back from an application is actually much quicker than that. Some people, it will literally be 1 or 2 days, a week, but I would say give it a month before you then start sending additional kind of, oh, what's happening here, emails, starting to query about the process. One thing I would say on top of that though is don't let waiting to hear from a job stop you from applying for other positions too, because the dream position might come up even though you've applied for something else, and you don't want to be in a position where you've just waited for one when you could have also applied for another one. The next few questions are about living in Dubai. I've previously made videos about an accommodation tour. Feel free to check that out up there, and I've answered previous questions about that too. Do you get to choose where you live? If you choose staff accommodation, generally no. It might be that the school put you closer to where that school location is. For example, schools up near Silicon Oasis, which is further away from downtown and Marina, there are Silicon Oasis specific accommodation. That can work differently. There's lots of schools around Al Barsha, so they might put you up in some of the surrounding locations that are slightly cheaper, such as JVC, Motor City, or even in Al Barsha itself. School accommodation is generally located fairly close to the school. However, many people will find that they might need some sort of personal transport, such as car, to get them to those slightly more remote locations where schools are located. What is the best area to live in Dubai? This will be at some point its own specific video, but different areas have their own pros and cons. Most people will find the best areas to be the areas that are kind of more touristy and well known, such as the location that I'm living in now, downtown, which is a very popular area located by Burj Khalifa and Dubai Mall. From there, you might live in the surrounding area, which is known as Business Bay. You've got further down, I point that way, it's literally down that way, which is Dubai Marina. Blue Waters people don't generally live in, but JBR is somewhere where people do sometimes live. But again, those areas, although popular, will have their cons, such as traffic. The cheaper areas to live, such as JVC, Jumeirah Village Circle, you've got Motor City, Studio City, Town Square is much further out of Dubai, but as a result, much cheaper. You've got lots of different areas, but generally the most popular areas to live are the most expensive areas to live, such as downtown Dubai Marina. This, like I said, will be another video at some point, I'm sure. Is accommodation part of the package for teachers in Dubai and the UAE? Generally, international teachers who come to teach at a British international school should expect accommodation to be part of the package. That might be in the form of teacher accommodation that is given to you and you move into immediately, or it might be the more stressful option of accommodation allowance where you sort out your own accommodation, but you are able to be more flexible. Again, things to expect in the package when applying for a job teaching in Dubai is included in this guide, so feel free to check that out too. If you have kids, do you need to pay for your child's school fees? Yes and no. If your children are really young, younger than FS1, which is the year below reception, then you will be paying for childcare. That might be nursery or nanny, something like that. It can be extremely expensive. However, if your child is in FS1, FS2, generally schools will pay education fee remittance. This means that they will give you places for generally up to 2 children. From there, you would then pay accommodation fees if you have more children. But again, different schools will provide different packages. So it might be that they only provide 1 child, or some schools might not provide that as an option. Many of the questions that you've seen in this video are kind of different schools do different things. However, hopefully I've been able to answer a range of different questions in different ways. Remember that this guide is available on my website, teachtraveltriumph.com, and will help you with the process of getting a job in Dubai. This guide will help you if you already have a job and are moving to Dubai. Big congratulations if that is the case. Feel free to subscribe for more videos about teaching in Dubai and other things like that. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Until then, I'm out.